Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a really gorgeous looking car. This is a Mazda CX-3 2-litre SEL Navigator, finished in this wonderful metallic blue and with the aero pack fitted to it as well. The car is in absolutely gorgeous condition. It's a lovely sunny day today. Unfortunately, that's not good for videos, so I will do my very best for you. The front of the car is very clean. Bonnet is very good, just the odd little stone chip as you'd clearly expect on any car, but there's just a couple on there. Come down the near side of the car first. Really clean in the panels, no indentations, no marks there at all. Front near side alloy, absolutely unmarked. And the remaining panel work, really lovely. So I've got to tilt the camera slightly because I said the sun is quite low in the sky at the moment. And then near side rear alloy, absolutely unmarked. And come around this way just to get the panels there. You can see absolutely mirror smooth there. Around the back of the car, likewise, unmarked around there. And around to the offside now in the full glare of the sunshine. But it looks absolutely superb, it really does. I mean, that angle there, if I could just come back a bit, it's just really good with this kit on the car. It makes the car just look a little bit busier, but in a very nice and subtle way. Offside rear alloy, again, completely unmarked. And the panels down this side, beautiful condition again. Don't see any marks on there at all. And then offside front alloy, again very clean indeed. So we're looking at, you know, a really exceptional looking car, which is in absolutely beautiful condition. Let's come around the back of the car now, in the boot, again all in absolutely beautiful condition. You do have a sort of little cubby hole underneath there as well, so it gives you a little bit of sort of secure stowage underneath here as well, but very nicely done. Coming to the back of the car, all in really lovely condition, full set of original mats in the car, and the seats just been given very light use. Coming to the front passenger side, again all the footwell areas are all very clean and tidy. Front passenger seat there, as you can see, looks absolutely as new. Now coming to the driver's side, again, kept really nicely. So as you'd expect with such a low mileage car, is fabulous in here. So finally inside the car, just to pan around the dashboard for you, it looks absolutely as new in here, it really does. See there, this lovely little screen there for the navigation and other menus. I did forget actually to turn the navigation on during the road test, I do apologise, but you can see it is there working absolutely perfectly. We obviously have the little SD card that comes with the car, but it is in lovely condition in here. Heated seats on the vehicle, 6-speed box. All the little switches, recesses, been kept really nicely. If we come up to the main dashboard itself, hopefully you can see in there 23,546 miles, and there's no warning lights at all on the dashboard itself. It's a lovely dash. More of which actually in the following road test video. Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for Mazda CX-3, and it's the 2-litre SEL model. This particular car is registered GY15XAD, and mileage at the start of the road test is 23,541 miles. Reason for doing these road tests is basically so prospective buyers of our cars actually get to see the very cars we're advertising in operation. You know, we're aware that many of our customers are now coming from not just the UK but the whole of Europe as well. So if they're willing to invest that time and effort to come and see us, the least we can do is go to the time and trouble to do these videos. They're critical videos, and that's the whole point of them. So if there's something amiss with the car, then you get to know about it before setting off to come to us. Too often we've gone to go and see vehicles ourselves, and we've heard it from other customers who've gone to other garages, only to get there to find out there's a fundamental problem which clearly they should have been told about before they're heading off. So hence that's why we do it. It's also done on the very quiet country roads in this wonderful part of Gloucestershire where we come from, so hopefully be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive on the car. The car itself, with such a low mileage and such good history, it would suggest that the car drives well, and it genuinely does. Engine starts, first push of the button, settles to very smooth, even idle. Lovely flexible engine to use, very, very refined and quiet on the move. It's a really fabulous unit. There's no warning lights on this dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the vehicle for that matter. But it's actually in operation, because obviously the videos can't get back across to you just how kind of smooth and effortless this particular engine is. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car just feels like new. Its bite point is exactly where it should be. It's smooth in operation. There's no vibrations. And the engine note doesn't change whether the clutch is in or out. Clutch then feeds into this wonderful 6-speed manual gearbox. Japanese manufacturers do these things really rather well. Linkage is really good. It's a very, very sporty feeling gearbox. Short in throw, really nice synchro mesh, pulling the gears in. But it's fingertip but mechanical. It's light but without being over light and devoid of feel. It's just it's actually, excuse the pun, it's quite an engaging gearbox. It kind of adds to the driving pleasure of the car rather than detracts from it, as so many gearboxes actually can. But just feels typical Mazda. It's just got a really lovely actuation to it. I can't feel anywhere in it at all. It just feels absolutely like brand new to operate. The whole car does, it really does. So in terms of the powertrain of the vehicle, utterly faultless. Drives, as you'd expect a new car to drive, in all honesty. So coming to the steering and the chassis of the car. Steering of the car, really strong point on one of these cars. I've driven various types of vehicle in this sector, and this has probably got the nicest steering of all of them. It's very, very well judged. Just the right amount of lock required to get the thing moving, or turning rather. But it's perfectly tuned to the chassis. It's got a nice weight to it. Very, very accurate to use. You point the car. It feels like a much sportier car than the cars. Obviously, it was designed to be in effect. But it really does flow through the corners really nicely, and as I said, match the chassis fantastically well. It feels tight, feels taut. I can't feel any wear in the steering at all. It feels absolutely as it should be. The car tracks bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel at this or at any speed up to the legal limit. So all in very, very fine order. Chassis of the vehicle, again, what I'm looking for in these road tests is when it goes over a bump, you should be able to hear the bump quite clearly. It's going to be any second now, there, but it's actually very subdued. There's no mechanical harshness to it. There's no clonks, no noises there shouldn't be there. They're normally simple things, little anti-roll bar links chattering away underneath on some cars with age, but this feels, again, borderline as new to drive. The chassis itself is a lovely, lovely chassis. It rides very comfortably. It's very controlled. Very nicely damped suspension, but at the corners nice and flat. It's got a verve and vigour to it, which you said you really wouldn't expect for this type of car. But a very, very, very well sorted car in all honesty. Brakes on the car, really solid brake pedal on the vehicle. It's got I gave it a good shove before I went on test drive, and I don't want everything to go flying off now. What I'm looking for really is any kinds of signs where there might be kind of any sort of wear in the brakes that shows itself, and that's normally on cars you feel kind of a pulsing through the brake pedal or a vibration, but there's nothing at all, and again that suggests that sort of discs, pads are all in very, very fine order indeed. It also pulls the car straight and true, doesn't pull left or right under braking either, so again all nicely balanced. Noticeable just how quiet the car is as well. It's very, very refined, this car. You know, certainly at cruising speeds, engine, wind and road noise very well suppressed in the vehicle. That could be quite easily ruined if you had a door seal snagged or damaged, but there's nothing. It all just feels really, really nice and quiet in here. Looking around inside the car, it's in beautiful condition in here. Very nice modern dashboard, very simple and easy to use, which is a joy compared to some cars I've driven where manufacturers seem to think to make things complicated is to make them good, and this is the absolute opposite of that. It's just very, very simple to get in and jump in and drive. Air conditioning's pumping out absolutely ice cold air, heated seats work absolutely perfectly. But the dash itself is a very interesting dash. It's beautifully built. There's not a murmur or a squeak or a buzz from the interior trim, but it's just a lovely place to sit and drive a car. Driving position's absolutely fantastic. You know, it really is. You feel in the car rather than on top of, which you can on so many of this type of vehicle. But everything's working exactly as it should, and it just feels pretty much as new in here. As I said at the start of the video, the point of these videos is actually to pick up any issues, no matter how small they might be. But there's nothing on this car. I mean, whether you're traveling 5 minutes up the road or days across Europe, it holds no fears, because this car drives absolutely superbly. Having said that, if I've missed something on the video, please don't hesitate. Do give us a call, and we'll happily answer any questions you might have about this car.